Great. At this time, I'd like to introduce Senator Marty who will take the lead here.
How are we doing?
Yeah!
Are we ready to accept and to make sure that David Storobin gets sworn in as the next New York State Senator representing Brooklyn, New York? Now, this has been a long campaign, even though it's been a short campaign, but it's been long for those that volunteer each and every day. Those that make the phone calls, those that go out there and do the door-to-door operation, and those that will work on Tuesday at the polls all day, and those that will volunteer and go and work out of the offices, campaign offices with Chairman Craig Eaton to make sure that we get our volunteers out and get the votes out. For those, it's been a little bit long, because it's day to day, it never ends, and you live and you eat this campaign, and that's how campaigns are successful, is when you live them, breathe them, eat them, understand them, and get out there and understand the person that you're supporting. And supporting David is a no-brainer for all of us here in this room. Selling it, sometimes not easy because they haven't seen him, they haven't touched him, they don't know who he is. The Lou Fiddlers of the world have been out there, and there's plenty of him to touch and to feel. And he's out there, and he has done an awful lot of work over the past, I don't know, 10 years that he's been around in government. He's been involved in community stuff, so he has a name. He has a name recognition in the communities that we are now running in, parts of them. But David Storobin, in a short period of time, has managed to do all of his good works in the community, has been out there politically involved and motivated, and has done and has an equal name recognition today in just a short few years on this, in his involvement here in politics. Give it up for David Storobin. For those that read the Bible, I put this as David and Goliath. And I will tell you that this is not an easy race by any, any definition. This is a tough race. And you know what? We've been there. We've been in and out of it each and every day. And I got to give his campaign team, give them a round of applause, all their work over there. Thanks to all the guys that are working really hard to make this happen. Craig Eaton believed in this man from the beginning. He's the one that brought him around, made sure that when the opportunity presented itself, that he had already introduced him to the leader in Albany. He had a running start, and I believe Craig Eaton, chairman, made a wise decision. Give it up for Craig Eaton. Come on. We now have to close the deal. This is the toughest part of any election. This is when the rubber hits the ground, right? This is when we got to be able to seal it. This is when we got to get our friends, our neighbors, our families, our blocks. We have to reach in. You got to feel it inside, and you got to think, who did I not call? Who did I not get involved? Who's not here? How can I get this one involved? How can I get that one out? Right now, in the last 24, 48 hours, going into this election, it is important that we start to think and move and motivate those that may not have been motivated yet, that don't think it's worth going to the election. They don't think it's important to go to election. They think it's one of those races, a special election, nothing to worry about. This is one of the most important elections because it gives us other Republican senator in the New York State Senate, which will be able to deliver for our communities in education, in transportation, in public safety, in our hospitals, in our healthcare system, and making sure our kids are safe, making sure our seniors are taken care of. That is the man that's going to be up there, over $132 billion budget a year. Do you want Fiddler in charge of $132 billion? No! Or do we want David Storobin? Yeah. We want somebody that's conservative, knows what has to be done here in government, knows how to direct funds that are needed in our communities, and not waste them. And that's what we've seen in the Democratic Party. Just remember, 2 years ago, the Democrats were in charge of the New York State Senate. It was the worst economic time since the Great Depression. What they do? They spent $10 billion additional. They taxed and fees on people across the city and state in the worst economic times that this nation has ever seen. That's what they did. When we took this Senate back from them last year, not only did we cut that $10 billion last year, we're going to cut another $2 billion this year, and we're going to direct the money where it belongs, to our children, to our seniors, to our communities, to our schools, our hospitals, and that's what David is going to be part of. I spent time, last time I met with some of you, and I talked about the good genes that this man has in him. And I'm going to mention them one more time, because obviously he came here, his family came here many, many years ago, as he was a little tot, and they made big decisions to come here to this great nation. They made big decisions to leave an oppressed government and to come to a place where they can trust it, where they can build a family and have faith in a nation, a democracy. And that's Mrs. Storobin. Where is she? Come on, please. Where is she? Come on. Stand up here. Come up the stage. Come up the steps. He wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. That woman gave him the start. He worked very hard at school and educating himself and getting a law degree and becoming the man he is today because of this great woman. So give her another round of applause. This family believes in democracy. This family believes in the freedoms of this great nation. This family believes in what it is to work hard, to earn a living, put food on a table, and they did it. And they struggled each and every day. And today, we have a great young man here that's about to become a New York State Senator because of all of you here in this room. Are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? I can feel it. You can feel it. Now we got to close the deal. We got to get him over that threshold. At 9 o'clock on Tuesday, we want to be there. Craig Eaton on one side, Marty Golden on the other side, and we want to be like this. Right? This is what we want to do Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, right? Right? Now we can't be premature. Sure we can. But it is important that whatever hours you can give us on Tuesday, whatever time you can give us, whoever you can bring to the polls, whoever you can get excited in this short period of time, it's important that we do it. David can win this by 100 votes. David could lose this by 20 votes. So it's going to be up to us to be able to make sure that he's not a loser. This man is a winner because he worked hard each and every day and still works hard each and every day to deliver a message that he will take your complaints, your issues responsibly and get them done. That's why I believe in David Storobin. That's why Craig Eaton and the Republican Party believes in David Storobin. That's why Jerry Cassar, the conservative leader who's not here, I don't know where he is, and the Conservative Party believes in David Storobin. That's why all of us in this room believe in David Storobin, because he brings a set of values that each and every one of us hold dear to us. So ladies and gentlemen, we got to do this. We can do this. As long as you can feel it, you can believe it. This is the greatest nation in the world. We can send this young man to the New York State Senate, and we can make a difference not only for him and his family, but for each and every person in this room, and each and every person in our community, each and every person in Brooklyn and across the state of New York. Can we do it? Can we do it? Will we do it? I have another event. That's another thing David will find out, God willing, on Tuesday at 9 o'clock, that he has no life. Because what we do is we just go from event to event to event to event. I am on my way to another event which I'm a little late for. So I'm going to be sneaking out, and I'm going to be turning this over to our chairman, Craig Eaton, to continue to introduce here. And I will stand in the back of the room until he's ready to, and I hear a few words from David. And then I'm going to stick my head out that door and I got to get out. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you.